Hello and welcome. Bruce Jones here, and welcome to day 2 of the How to Sell Your Book Challenge. So welcome back, everybody who's coming back in today, and I hope you got a lot out of yesterday. And I had a lot of fun. We did a lot of good stuff yesterday. So this is a 4-day challenge based around the How to Sell Your Book. And this is my new book. I just released yesterday on Amazon in ebook and in print. So you can see it right here. And it has all of the things that I have learned over the last 10 years of creating over 50 books and selling them on Amazon. So I put all of that together into this book, and we're diving deep in a 4-day challenge. I'm going to the 4 main chapters of this book and going through it and sort of diving deep and showing examples and all that kind of stuff. So that's today's, that's what we're going to do. And today, so yesterday, we did how to use your book's content to sell your book. So we talked about a lot of different things. We talked about, how you set up your files, posting your content on blogs and websites, labeling your pictures correctly. And, Aubrey's here. Great. Thank you. And, so we're here, and so I was just going a little over yesterday. So yesterday we covered labeling, posting content, spreading your stuff around, all that kind of stuff. So that was yesterday, and I'll show you. We had a good little interesting exercise I'll show you, which you can incorporate into your broadcast, but I got a lot of fun out of it. And then today I'm going to be talking about making noise and spreading awareness for your book. So I'm going to be talking about some basic concepts that I operate under, and then also we're going to talk about social media, and we're going to talk about, I'm going to show some examples of posting things in different ways. So that's sort of the game plan for today. And yesterday I did a giveaway. I had a giveaway, and that was for a free copy of this book to anybody who took the main points that they learned during the day, any kind of aha moment that they had, and posted it in the group. And 3 people did that, and that was great. And instead of giving 1 prize, I gave 3 prizes. So that was, everybody got a copy of the book, and that's on their way. I've ordered that on Amazon. So we have a new gift for today. To anybody who is watching today during the course of the broadcast, you can take the 3 points that you're going to get from today, any 3 points that you have, put it on a piece of paper, and I'll show you the results from yesterday in a moment, and post it in the comments section for today. And today's prize is going to be an hour of consulting on anything you want to do with publishing. So let me I want to answer a question. Somebody brought in a question, and let me just show you where all this stuff is. So this is the Facebook page, and somebody just had a question here. This is today's broadcast, and let's just make sure it is working. I'm just going to refresh the screen and make sure everything is doing fine. Let's see here. I think it's right there. Yep, there it is. So it's going live. All right, great. And we had a question that came in from Angela. It said, could you quickly go over how to name your pick files for better SEO? I haven't had time to review the video yet. So let me just do that because it's quick and it's an essential part of the marketing. So what I talked about yesterday was taking your content and taking your image and things like that and putting them on your website. So this is one of my websites, and this is just Acoustic Music TV, and it goes along with this book. Make sure I can see this here, right? So this is my Essential Chords book, which is just a book of chords. And so for my marketing for this, I can take this out of the way. My marketing for this book resulted in taking images from each page. I just basically exported the JPEGs and put them up on this site. And so I'm just going to pick a random picture here, and we'll just go to this one. And what I did is I labeled the JPEG files or the GIF files, whatever files you're using. So this is a file that's on the page. And if I go to Control and click on it, and to the save image, you'll see there's a name in here. This is the Barchords 5 and 6 from the 2nd edition. And 450 was my width of the graphic, so I knew what graphic I was working with. But I just named the graphic with something that is descriptive for Amazon. So if I go to Google, what this does is it helps Google index your images. So Google's indexing your text and it's indexing your images and everything else that's on your website. So if I put in here Canada, think we're using this and Canada and USA map. I think that's what I was doing yesterday. And I'm going to Google Images. You'll notice all kinds of images show up. But if you label them with a good descriptive name, it helps Google get the images to you. So I'm just going to go down here and find one of mine. Here's one of my images. Let's see, I think it's this one right here. All right. And I bet if I do the Control Save As, now hopefully this will show up. There it has. It has a name, US Canada 2. So it doesn't have to be a big, long, elaborate name, but if you sort of keyword it in some way so that Google can figure out what it is, you can, it'll help the Google search engines. So it's an easy thing to do. You just label them. There are also alt tags and other things inside when you're putting them up. But if just do a simple one, here's another one that I have. So you notice my images all show up when I do something as simple as Canada and US map. Just going to do the save images, and you'll notice North America, Canada, US, Mexico too. All right. These names don't always stay all the way through. Sometimes if you put them on Pinterest or Facebook, they'll get changed with a string of numbers. You can only do what you can do. Here's a Pinterest image of one of mine. So this is on Pinterest. This is one of my images. And I'm basically in Google, so it's still picking it up. And if I do the same save as image, you can see what the name is. You'll notice there's a bunch of names. Pinterest changes the names. So you just have to, you have to do the best you can. But the trick is to give it good descriptive names that you can use for Google. Could give them something there. So, hey, Keith. Oh, good. Let's see. Hi, Keith. Hi, Bruce. We're here on YouTube. Excited to hear expertise in the good and the troublesome parts of social media marketing. Excellent, excellent. All right. So let's dive in here, and let's just show you what I'm going to be doing. Let's kind of dive in and get going with the day. So let me stop this one, and I'm going to take all the questions at the end, just like yesterday. So I can save the questions, put them into the comments wherever you are. Put them in the comments section for the post. And in fact, you can do that right here. So right down here where the video's playing, just drop the comments right in there. So that's a good place to do it. And Angela, yep, thank you so much. So that's great. Just have questions if you do. I'll answer all of them. And if you open this up, you'll see some show notes that go with this. And if you want to pick up the book, the links are right here for the paperback and the ebook. If you want your comments to show up on Amazon, I'm using StreamYard. If you just go to here, StreamYard/Facebook, just register. It's quick and easy. Just gives StreamYard permission to throw your name up. So, hi, Debbie. Yep, you're back for day 2. So, let's see here. Let's show some of this. Yep, thanks so much. And Debbie's there. That's what Debbie did. She registered with StreamYard. So that's all the information there. And let's leave this, and we'll get right into the stuff. Let me get my presentation up and application. And here we go. All right, let's make this so I can read it. And we're going to go from there. All right, so today's presentation is about making noise and spreading awareness using social media. We're going to be covering the barriers that have fallen, the power of social media, marketing with online social media, social networks and platforms, and using your media share buttons to spread your message. So at the end, I'm going to go through and just do some demos of doing the posts, sharing the stuff that I did yesterday. So I put all of that into my websites on YouTube and stuff, and we'll go through all that and show you how I do it. So tomorrow, the many ways of selling your book. That's going to be lots of different ways, things and ideas I have for selling. It's not just putting it on Amazon. And then Friday is making your book easy to buy. So it's one of the big mistakes that I see. So that's today's stuff. This is from yesterday. This was so cool to get the feedback on questions. So some of the lessons that people learned yesterday on spreading your content. We have many signed posts on your book. Share your journey. Bundle with a workbook. This is a great, easy way to increase your product line by pulling your things apart. So that was a great, good lessons. Angela did build a world around your book. All right. So if you don't have a lot of content like my music books, there's a lot of stuff to post. But if you don't have that, you can post other stuff around it. Act like a bookstore, right, of information. You need to get people to your site. Remember, I think 1 to 2% of the people buy who come. It's every 100 to 200 people come, you get a sale. So you just have to get people, and you do that by putting up content and building a world. Add resources. I think everybody, this is one of the tips that I didn't realize was going to happen. But Amazon loves resources. People love resources. And you just build a page. Whoops. You just build a page on your site that has just resources. Everything you've learned, just throw it in there. I learned about a printer. Somebody posted a question yesterday in the group about looking for a bulk printer. I went around and found it. That'll go on my resources page, just everything. And down here, we have name the pics so they're SEO friendly, build a blog post, videos, posts, podcast training, just get that content out there, solve a specific problem. So don't make these posts too long, just keep them focused, lots of posts, they're all little signposts. Create a self-help book, have them download the book from your site for a magnet. So one of the things I did, if you go, I'll show you later where you can go get this. So today's prize, this is today's prize, the takeaways. So it's an hour of publishing consulting with me, and we can set that up whenever you win. So write down 3 takeaways from day 2, take a picture of them, post it in the Facebook group, and I will pick a winner and connect. And yesterday, some people had some problems posting. So if you just take the picture and send it through private messenger is fine. Either way, I'll get it up there on the site. So that's the thing for the prize. All right. So I'm going to break this into 2 parts. I'm going to talk about the first part is going to be the barriers. And there are some barriers that have fallen that let us be so much better publishers and to get our content out there. We used to have, in order to publish a book, you had to have an agent, you had to go to a publisher, and you might never find that, or it might take a long time to get your book published. Then it takes a year from the publisher to get it. It's a barrier that got in the way. If we wanted to do something like this, like I'm sitting here talking using StreamYard over Facebook, this was impossible. Nothing like this existed. It cost millions of dollars to broadcast television. Now it costs this, nothing, or a phone or whatever. So those are barriers. So that's the barriers. And then we'll be talking about social media, doing that stuff. So there's 5 main barriers. And then I've come up with 2 of them since COVID, which I think really help us a lot. So the first barrier is publishing. The second barrier is marketing. So these barriers have fallen, and now we have access to these things to help promote our books and sell our books. Advertising has come way down. I'll be talking about that in a second. Broadcasting, we have YouTube, Facebook Live, all that kind of stuff, and distribution. So those are the 5 main barriers that I think have fallen. And now this year there are 2 other ones that I'll be in one moment coming to. So the first one is publishing. Our main place that we go is we can publish our book on Amazon. It's free. It's worldwide. It's respected. It's amazing place. But we have other places, Lulu.com, Blurb, Barnes & Noble, Smashwords, Direct to Digital. There are a lot of them, with Amazon being the main one for print and ebook. I should actually put Ingram Spark in there. You can publish through them and then distribute through a huge range of places. So this has been a change that's happened. It's been about 10 years now, but it allows all of us in the self-publishing world to be able to get our books out. You will be published, and that's a key thing. There's nobody who can stop you right now or anymore. Nobody's going to deny you. There are no gatekeepers. You will get your book published. As terrible as it might be, that your book might be, it's still going to be published. As good as it can be. So it's free or close to it. Working with Amazon is free. Some sites like BookBaby have a small fee, but in reality, it's all so inexpensive to publish your book. You do have to pay for the design and editing and things like that, but you'd have to probably pay for that anyways in some manner. Marketing. So the next barrier is the marketing barrier. And this is the way we get people to see our stuff. So I'm marketing right now, right? So we're coming out here with information. So Facebook is a primary way, Twitter, Pinterest, YouTube, Instagram, social media, our websites, exposing all the things we talked about yesterday. We're exposing our content to the world in lots of different ways. Some are better than others. Some are more permanent than others. but we have access to all of them. Right? There's pretty much nothing gets denied. We can put our stuff into so many different places in so many different ways. The ideal thing is to pick a couple of social media sites to start. And the key would be to be where your audience is. So depending on what kind of book you're doing, so a lot of my audience is right here in Facebook. I have almost 5,000 people in the Facebook group. So I spend a lot of time in Facebook. If you are a programming person, your audience might be in Twitter. If you're a poetry person, we saw yesterday, your audience might be in Instagram. If you're a gamer, then your audience is in, oh, somebody just bought something. Isn't that kind of cool? You heard that little noise? I love that little app from Gumroad. Every time somebody buys something, is a little app. So you be where your audience is. Figure out where your audience is, and you be there. You can be other places too, but if your audience is in YouTube and not in Facebook, then don't be in Facebook, be in YouTube. Advertising, right? Another barrier, the third barrier that has fallen. So we have access now for very inexpensive and very focused ads on Google, on Facebook, YouTube, Amazon, all the major platforms. We can buy ads. We can also put ads up on our own sites. You saw yesterday what I had put up. I showed you what I do. I wrap ads around my own content. Those are basically free ads. My website costs a little bit of money to do, but basically, or Google Blogger, it costs nothing. Those are my own ads. But between these different ways, we can advertise. We don't have to worry about going on television or radio or billboards or all that kind of stuff. We can do very, very focused ads through these different platforms. It's an amazing thing that you can just sort of manage it yourself and kind of do it. Blog posts are ads. So don't think of it has to be looking like an ad that has, a picture of a person holding something with a headline on it. Everything you put out there is like a signpost. I think of it as like a signpost that you're spreading out to the world. So blog posts are ads. The key is that they're all linked to something. We'll be talking about that just coming up shortly here. But that's the key. But all of these things work to promote your book. Start small, learn, grow, figure out what works. Look at the stats. Remember we looked at stats yesterday. You kind of examine your stats, see what's happening. So, and ads can be very, very focused. So I can just do an ad for my one book. If I'm using Facebook, I might put it directed to a very specific audience. It might be fly fishermen, in Minnesota. That's the only people I sell my books to if I do fly fishing. I should do a fly fishing book because I'm always talking about fly fishing. But anyways, that's things that we didn't have access to. There's also a lot of sites and information on how our ads work and who's looking at them, all that kind of stuff. Retargeting, that's that word that we all get worried about when Facebook, you go to look at a site and then you go to Facebook and there's the ad. Well, that's called retargeting. That's a little thing that goes on from Facebook to the advertisers, and it follows you around the web. You can do that too. So you can follow people around the web and creep them out with your book ads. So this is just some of the stuff I had shown you yesterday. This is from my Acoustic Music TV site. And you can see I have ads over here on the side that are directed straight to Amazon. This graphic that somebody might be searching for a pentatonic movable scale. They come here, they like it. They might download this ad or take a screenshot of this page or print it. I put my book as part of the graphic of the ad. I took each page, instead of just putting the page up, I put a little graphic on there, and then also where it is. So I don't mind people taking the content. In fact, I want them to, but along with it comes a little ad of where they can buy it. So you never know. It's really a percentages. You're just working the percentages, and you're trying to get 100 to 200 people to see it. Somebody's going to buy it. But I always try to reward the person who makes the effort to come to my site with the information they were looking for. So I make it easy for them to see it. I want them to find it. I want them to be satisfied with it. And then maybe they'll look around and see something else. Same thing here on my blog. This is Bruce the Book Guy blog. I put ads on the side. I put sell lines, author lines here, right down here at the bottom. There's a little author line with a click, a link in here that goes to Amazon, and they can buy the book. Little description can be just one sentence. Bruce Jones, the author of 50 books. His latest book is blah, 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 da, 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 da. It looks like I need to update that book, that link. And that's another cool thing about the web is you can change and update and move things around. So there's another set of, so those are the main 5 things. the publishing, marketing, advertising, broadcasting, distribution. There are two more that I think have come around because of us all being at home and all with COVID. Oh, I'm sorry. Before we get to that, distribution. I forgot. There was one more. Distribution. So that's Amazon Print on Demand. This is, whoever thought up how to do this has been a revolution for all of us who create books. I had a conversation last night with my sisters who know I publish a lot of books, but aren't really aware how I do it. And I was showing them my new book. And I was saying, they were like, well, how much do you make in royalties? And do they print them or what do they do? And I'm going, no, I don't do anything. Somebody orders, it's printed, and it gets sold one at a time. That is an enormous benefit for us to not have to worry about inventory. This is a huge thing that all we have to do is create and then publish and then market and then create some more and publish them and market and just keep going. That's our job. We get to just send our books worldwide. Different platforms go different places. Amazon Kindle goes everywhere. Print on demand pretty much goes everywhere, to a certain degree, but wide enough for our markets. There's no printing, no inventory, no storage, no shipping. This is an amazing tool that we have at our disposal to create books. It used to be we had to do all these things or form a publishing company. This is why publishing companies it's such a risk for them, because they have to do all this stuff. They don't use print on demand. And then the most wonderful thing is the money is collected and deposited into your bank. So if you have ever had to build an e-commerce site, it's a lot of work and a lot of stuff, and that somebody takes care of all that for you is just amazing. And lots of other products also. I'm going to I just changed my presentation this morning. I was going through this, and the same things apply also to other products that we have based on our books. So I don't want you to just think you're just creating a book. You're creating several things here. You're creating a book, which is a door into a whole lot of other products. We'll talk more about that tomorrow and Friday, but it's just a thought I want you to keep in your head that you can repurpose the content. I'm going to show you an example in a second. So these are just the places for distribution and manufacturing. It's the main place you're going to go to. It's the KDP Direct Publishing Amazon page. So this is just the home page for it. You sign in here, upload your files, hit publish, fill in a few things, hit publish, and you are over here on Amazon, right? No fuss, no muss, nobody approving you, nobody coming in saying you can't do it. It just happens, right? And now you have access to the world. Another cool thing about this is, so most of us are just single people who just do our single books. We get the same platform as Houghton Mifflin gets, as Simon & Schuster gets, as Prentice Hall gets. We all get the same Amazon sales page. Just because they're big companies with lots of money and do things, they don't get a better page than we do. This is sort of Amazon equalizing the market. We get to compete at an equal level with those people. Now, they may have more money to do marketing and things and promotion and stuff like that, and may get bigger people than us, but we get the same sales platform. So it's just a really amazing thing to think about, that we get that also. This is the other thing I'm just throwing this out here because we are making content in lots of different ways. Some of it's just write text, but other people do children's books, and they do books with graphics in them, like this book. And there are print-on-demand sites that sell. Some of them sell up to 250 different kinds of products. So this is an example. This was a sale I had yesterday. I had taken, let me just see here, where's my guitar chords? I had taken the guitar chords. Let's just find a page so you can see it here. Just the regular, that's mandolin. So I have done this for quite a long time. I took the guitar chord page. So there's the guitar chord page, same artwork, flipped it around a little bit, took the guitar off of here and stuck it on the side and made a piece of artwork for it and turned it into a poster, a practice poster. And it looks like this, right? Like that. And I've been selling those on Zazzle for a long time, and they sell regularly as practice posters. I made them for my guitars, a mandolin. I did a couple different guitar ones. And recently I took that artwork and put it over here on Redbubble. It's just another one of the sites that do print on demand on hats, t-shirts, mugs, cups, pillows, clocks, all kinds of clothing, hoodies, backpacks, phone cases, everything. And you can take the art, every piece of art from this book. I haven't done that. I still don't have all that much time to do all that. But you can take that art and repurpose it into something else. So I took the art, put it on the cover of a spiral notebook, put it on Redbubble, and somebody bought it yesterday. So that's really cool. That's extra income from my book. In fact, I'll talk, I can't remember what day, 3 or 4, tomorrow or Friday. This book has spawned a whole bunch of products, taking the artwork and the pages in this book and have turned it into lots of other products. So as we talked about yesterday, a children's book can be turned into calendars and coloring books and pillows and t-shirt art and all kinds of stuff. Put it on phones and water bottles. That's our job, is to try to spread our stuff around. So this is just a couple sites. There are many, many of these: Redbubble, Zazzle, Printful, Spreadshirt, Cafe Press. There's a lot. Redbubble's a pretty big one. A lot of people do. People also put all this stuff up on Etsy. They can tie Etsy to their Printful sites or to there's a lot. But I'm just saying is that you have content, you can use it in lots of different ways. So there are two other barriers. This is what I said. There are two other barriers. One of them is the resistance to online video has fallen. So for a long time, when I would try to get people to connect over video and do video conferencing, they didn't want to do it, just didn't want to do it. COVID comes along and the whole world changes. And it changes a lot for anybody who's sort of marketing products like we're doing. Is that if you want to be participating in the world, you need to learn Zoom. Zoom is probably the dominant program. There's some other ones, but if you want to sort of connect with people, Google has one, Microsoft has Teams, Google has, I can't remember what Google's is, but you have lots of stuff. And Debbie here saying lots of costs a lot of time, but it does. So, but we all need to recognize this. All the kids in our home, my books, I have a lot of geography books. All my geography books just went to Christmas level sales because of this, right? Kids are home, parents don't know what to do with them. They want to teach them geography, or they just want them to have something to do, or other people want things to do. All my geography coloring books just went up. The second part of this is, and I think this is sort of happening in the latter half, is the willingness to purchase from online video. So I have found over this year, if I'm talking about a product, so if I'm talking about the book, you can go on the Facebook and the post that this is broadcasting on, and there's a link. People will now buy from your broadcast while you're broadcasting. And I think that's a change. So one is, if you want to be part of the world these days, you pretty much have to use Zoom or something like it. But also we can promote our product. So this is a 4-day challenge that I'm doing around the release of this book, and hoping for people to do sales. And if you buy the book, I'd love to have a review on Amazon. But I'm not being shy about saying that this broadcast is to share the content, share what's in the book, make people aware about the book, and hopefully people will buy the book. That's the whole point of it. The other thing is that it's a great way to sort of connect and learn. Like, I'm learning a lot, and I have a question. It's on my list, my show notes here today. Was I've been thinking about, and I'd love to have a reaction in the comments if anybody wants to give me a reaction about it, what they think about it, of maybe doing a membership group based around publishing. So to have a thing where there'd be regular training, either doing some training programs, but then there'd also be a membership group that would be access to that training, and break this book and other books down into lots of how to use InDesign, how to use your Kindle Create, how to make your cover, all the different parts as part of a membership thing. So I'd love to know anybody's reactions to that. I'm testing to see if people think about it, and gonna go from there. So just put a comment if you think it's a good idea, or you want me to explore it a little more or something. So, all right, so let's talk about, where's my thing here? Whoops. Here we go. All right, so let's talk about social networks and platforms. So those are the barriers that have fallen. Now we have access to all these platforms to do all these things. So the big one is the social media is our network of connections. All right, so we are connecting, being able to connect to all kinds of people in all kinds of places and ways. Just to give you some numbers, Amazon has as much as I can figure out, looking through all the different numbers that they have, Amazon has 197 million customers per month worldwide. That's a lot of people that are out there looking to buy things, right? It's an enormous thing. They have 150 million US Prime members. So if you're a US Prime member, I'm a US Prime member, we get free shipping on most stuff. Plus we get all the videos and music and a whole bunch of other stuff. But that's a lot of people that are the major customers for Amazon. These are their super customers, the ones that give them extra money to buy stuff. So not only do they buy stuff, but they give them extra money to buy even more stuff. Facebook has 2.7 billion active users in the world. That is an enormous number of people who are open to you as potential customers for your books. YouTube, which is another enormous program, has 2 billion active users. These are huge networks that you have access to because all these things have fallen. You now can get your products in front of all these people, your books in front, you can teach them. You're not going to hit 2 billion people unless you're Ed Sheeran, and then you'll have a video that'll have a billion people on it, or somebody else, Shawn Menendez will have 1 billion people on his views. So he's hitting 1 billion people. We're not going to hit that, but we have access to a global market. That's the point, is that we're one place, but because of the tools that we have and the barriers that have fallen, we have access to all of these people. So it just says, go out and find stuff. Use your social media buttons to share your message. So these are the two. I have 2 ways that I do this. So I direct people so I have a central hub, and I have a number of them for my different products. So I have some that are just for books, some that are on my map products. Those of you who have seen my map products. But I will here's my central hub, and I will use social media all around it. So by posting these images on these different places and connecting to these places, doing things, I will drive traffic from Pinterest. I use Pinterest a lot, especially with the music and the map stuff. It drives people a lot to here. So they come back to a home. This is my home. This can be a blog, it can be a website, but whatever I post here, I'm sharing on all of these places, and it makes a linkage to them. They link to Google. Images, I just showed you some images. Also the text, this will pick up all your text. Facebook, I will post. Somebody asked a question yesterday about putting the link for your book. Oops, come back. Putting the link for your book in the post. I said put it in the post, because then Facebook will go to Amazon, grab the cover, drop it back into the post. So you have a direct link going on, make it very easy to buy. Email, some of you may be here today because I sent out an email for the Day 2 challenge through my Gumroad customers and my Aweber customers. I use Aweber. There's MailChimp. There aren't really any one main site there other than I think MailChimp has something like 40% of the email market. But you can use email to build a list and do things. And then from there, I direct people to Amazon. All right, so there's an ad on the side with a link that goes to Amazon. So I bring people to my website, and then they get to see the stuff. They get to learn about my books and my stuff. And then if they like it, they want to buy it, I send them off to Amazon to buy. The other way I market is sometimes I just send people straight to Amazon. And so this is off my website. It's going to Amazon. But also, Google advertises me because my books sell really well on Amazon. And so Amazon will put ads on Google for me, and I'll see those ads, and it directs people, or they come up in search. It makes it available for search. People search on world geography books, and my books show up on Google. So Google is sending stuff. Things that I do on Pinterest, you can send everything, LinkedIn, YouTube. I'll show you those links in a moment. They go right straight to Amazon. So I do a combination of both. I don't know if I do more of one than the other, probably because the websites are all built to drive traffic in and then send everything out. But a lot of the other stuff I do just uses all the tools that are out there to bring people in. So it's a combination, but it's going to your favorite platforms and making sure that your content works with Google. Making sure you're picking up the right links and putting them in Facebook. Same thing on LinkedIn, all that kind of stuff. So what do I do? How do we do that? I'm going to go do some examples, but I'll just talk about it here for a moment. So this is just one of my blog pages along the bottom, but pretty much everybody's blog now are the social media buttons. And I'm going to go do that in a second. You click on those and you just link. And these become sort of good quality links because it's coming out of your thing with all the right codes and the URLs and all that kind of stuff and heading off to all the different platforms. I'll do this when I make the post. It's usually the best time because it can take some time to do it, but you're already making the post. That's usually a good time to do it. So I'll do that off of the blog. Recently I did it on going through one of my websites and put on Pinterest every single graphic that was on that site and sent it up to Pinterest. I have a little app, it's a little Chrome app that goes in. And then this is YouTube. This is a YouTube video, the same thing. The share buttons, I'll go show you that in a second. They have all these share buttons, same thing. Spread your content around. The web and all these platforms are built for spreading things everywhere. So it makes it very, very easy to spread your message around and get your stuff out there. And let people know about it. That's pretty much the name of the game. So that's our prize. We'll come back to the prize. All right, so let's just go over. What I want to do is just go and show you. Oh, we have lots of questions. How are you using Web's landing page to market your books? Let me come back. I'll come back to all of that. Let me just show you this. Let's stop the screen share here, and we are going to come back up. And applications and how to. Let me get the right. Here we go. All right, there we go. All right, so let me move this over here. So let's just go. I'm just going to go to my blog. So here's my blog. And here's yesterday's content that I put up for the video, the things we did on day one. And then here's today's thing. I'm getting it ready to go. So I'm just going to go into day one. And this is just a WordPress blog. I'm using this program called Elementor on top of it to help do the construction work for it. But it's a WordPress blog, just has a sidebar and it has, pull down menus and all that regular stuff. But down at the bottom, down here, right down at the bottom, I put the text. So what I did, these are the show notes. I put my show notes from yesterday. I have a Word doc with everything that I'm talking about. And this morning I dropped all that in. So this becomes content that might help Google search engines bring people here. But down at the bottom, you'll see right here, there are the social media posts, social media links. And this is what I mean. You made the post. And now all you do is basically go in and click on this. And this is already linked to Pinterest. And I'm going to put it on a board, sort of like a page. It's a board. And I have lots of graphics. And I had one made up. I made one up for how to sell your book. So I just made one that relates to this. I can see all the different ones I have in here for different topics and different books. Pretty much every book has some board for it. All the mandala books, it just takes time. It does take time to do this. And all I do is I'll just click on this, save it, and that's it, right? That's now on Pinterest, and somebody may see it, and it's linked, and it'll come on back, all right? Pretty easy to do. Facebook, we'll leave that because I treat that separate. Let's just go to Twitter, all right? So Twitter will give you the link, and you have, I think, it used to be 140 characters. Now you have more. So I'm just going to go here and go day one, how to sell your book challenge. Check it out. And what it does, because this link is traveling through, Twitter is picking up the graphics for it. I can also add a graphic to it, but this one's okay. So we'll just go with that. If you can put a graphic with whatever you're posting, it's better. People will like it better. But this one picks this up, and I'm fine for that for the moment. All right. So that's it. That's done. That's up on Twitter. If I go to Twitter, and let's just go over here to Twitter. And I don't have a lot of people coming from Twitter, but I don't know if I don't what I have. But here it is, right here on Twitter. Look at that. People might come by. Different markets. I found if you're in the software business or the software training business or programming, Twitter is hugely important. How important it is in the self-publishing business, I'm not sure. But I still do it. It's easy. That's it. It was done. This is LinkedIn. So my books work well in the it's going there. It's thinking about it. All right. So I picked up the graphic. I'm just going to share a post. I'm just going to say day one, how to sell your book challenge. Let's see, use your content to sell your content. Check out the video. All right, pretty easy to do. It'll usually tell me some hashtags. Look at that, content, video. I might put in here, oops, I don't want them there. I want them here. And maybe I'll do self-publishing, CLF, comes. All right, pretty easy. I can write a longer one, but I'm just trying to go through the different ones and just show you. And then people will check out the video. They can go read about it. And oh, there's some more. Let's do that. Let's do digital marketing, content marketing, branding, social media, post. Easy, right? Super easy. So there we go. That's basically what we do, right? You make your post, put your stuff up, spread it around. Now those links are out there, and if somebody likes it, they may come back. Remember, you're working on percentage. You need to be in a lot of places for a lot of people to see. All right, let's go over to YouTube. So that's basically how you do a blog. I hope that wasn't too fast, but it's pretty simple to do. All right, let's go to YouTube. And this is the video from yesterday's day one show. All right, so I'm using StreamYard, and I'm streaming this to YouTube. I'm streaming it to Facebook, where most of you are probably watching it, and I'm also streaming it to another page on Facebook, my Bruce Jones Design page. And so it's just going to all those places. I don't have to download videos and upload videos and things like that. StreamYard is really good. Over here, oh, let me show you something here important. So when I set the show up for today, in the description, I make sure I put a good description. You notice here is the day one, the main bullet points for the description. You can read more about me here. Down here, I put, here's an ad for my book. If you want to buy the book, you can go, here's the paperback version link, here's the ebook link. So somebody may go check this out, go look at it. I make sure all of my content is here. I think I should put my social media links in there. That'll be something I'll be adding. I sort of prepped all this file. And I think next week I'm going to do a show on how I did all of this, because I've been taking lots of notes. I have pages everywhere, and I think I'll do it. But that's part of my prep notes that I put together. But so that's there. Over here's the share button, and you get all of these share options, right? I don't even know what this one is. Reddit's pretty popular. This is probably, I don't know, Chinese or Japanese one. I usually just work with a couple. So again, I'm going to just go to Twitter and hit the Twitter button, and it's going to pick up the YouTube link, sell the challenge. I'm going to say, learn how to sell your book's content using your book. Okay. And I'm going to put a picture in here. I have a picture, so let's do some picture. And I'm just going to grab my day one header. Right there's my day one header. That's the graphic. So it looks like that. That matches that video. Hit tweet, and it is, there it goes, off to the world. Now they can click on this, and they can go watch the video. Pinterest, I always post all my videos. People think of Pinterest as just text or images, but you can put videos up there. Same thing. Boom. Just throw it up. Here it goes. Done. That's done. LinkedIn, sure, why not? Let's put the video up. Put it up twice. They can, nobody seems to stop you from doing anything. So we're just gonna, let's see here. So sharing a post, and learn how to use your book's content to sell your book. All right. From the How to Sell Your Book Challenge. Okay. And remember, we had hashtags, so we're just going to put up content. Ooh, look at all this: content marketing, digital marketing, books. It's just reading the description that I put up there, and copywriting. We'll just do that. We don't have to go crazy here. All right, post that. I usually like a little longer post. Just a little more descriptive, but as you can see, we're just kind of putting it up there. So, and I could work my way, the same thing with Facebook, but I'm already on Facebook, so I don't need to put it there. But this link, this is my link right here. This link, shows up. If I come back to, let's just go to Bruce Jones. So I also take the links from YouTube and I come back and let's come to right here. Let's go back into the blog. And if I scroll down, here's the video from YouTube. All right. So sometimes you have to come back the next day and put this thing together. But you take your content and spread it as many ways as you can and in many places as you can. So you notice I promoted the video, but I also promoted the blog post with the video because you're hitting people in different ways and different things. So, so that's basically it. And in this YouTube, in this share box, sometimes it's going to be the link and sometimes it's going to be the embed code. So Blogger uses the embed code and WordPress uses the link. So you just have to figure out which one that works for you, and you can kind of go from there. So, all right. Let's see here. All right, we're almost ready for questions. I'm pretty much near the end here. Let me just, let's go and check out. Let's just make sure everything is here. All right, so I think we're, yeah. All right, okay. So that pretty much wraps up what the stuff for today. We'll go to questions now, and I see lots of questions in here, so this is great. Remember, there's a prize. So if you, anybody who takes the 3 main tips that they've learned, whatever they are, 3 main tips, write them on a piece of paper, post them in the group on this post, and I can see this stuff in here. So we'll post it on that group, and then I will pick one, and you'll get an hour of publishing consulting with me. We'll set up a time and you can talk about anything that you want. So just take the messages, the 3 takeaways, take a picture of them, post in the Facebook group, or if you can't do it, just email me them or just get them to me, however you do it, and I'll pick a winner from that. So, all right, let's go look at questions. All right, let's start up here at the top. We'll just kind of go down through these. Hi, Bruce. I'm here on YouTube. All right, so I'm streaming on different platforms. It gives me ability to spread my message very easily. So that's a great way to kind of be. If you're going to use, I'm using the bottom level subscription service of StreamYard. So I think it costs me, I don't know, $15 a month or something like that to have access to three platforms. Thanks so much for answering the questions. All right, cool. Thank you. Let's see, I don't know who that was, but it's good. Back for day 2. Thank you, Debbie. Yep, and we have 2 more days. Remember, 2 more days coming up. Got my list over here, what we're going to be talking about. Well, let's see. It costs you time. Yes, it does cost time. There's no doubt about it that this costs time. But some of my books, like this book, I created this book 10 years ago. And it's been out there for 10 years, just kind of going along and being like a little engine. I think of my books as little engines. So yes, there's time. I mean, this new book I thought it was going to take me 14 days and it took 4 months to do it. It took a lot of time and then time to put this all together. But now I have it and now I can promote it and sell it and, we'll see what happens. Publish or die. Yes, that's right. Publish or die. But that we have this ability is the amazing thing. That's what's the amazing thing about this time. All those barriers are following. The publishing barriers are following. We can publish our stuff. There is nobody going to say that you can't be published. Yeah, Kaching. Yeah, that's my little Gumroad app. I love that. It makes little funny noises. Sometimes it's embarrassing, but Redbubble is wonderful. Yeah, I've been using Zazzle for years. I did Cafe Press first. I still have stuff on Cafe Press. I can't figure out how to get into my account, and they can't either. I have Zazzle. Oh, no, maybe that's Zazzle. I can't figure out how to get in my account. So I've recently been deciding to move some stuff to Redbubble. A lot of people like it. It's very, very popular. The quality is really nice. I think this is actually a Zazzle mug, but you can do whatever you want. And I understand pillows. I think pillows are big. But yeah, Redbubble is good, but there's lots of them out there. Just try and start, and so easy to upload some art. It just gets applied to all these products, and then you just can market them. It makes a great thing to add on. You can test and try to figure stuff out. So many opportunities for productization. Yeah, but only so much time. Yeah, there is. But you can kind of, like I know certain things. If I have a lot of art in my book, that might make for good calendars, posters, notebooks, like you saw the spiral out of this book. You know, if you have a children's book, it's just natural to make it into a calendar. Take that art and make a calendar out of it, make t-shirts out of it. You can just pick 2 or 3 things. It's one effort to upload it and then just spread it. You don't have to do 200 products. But it makes, you can have a product page on your website with some of the key things and try different things. Continuity programs are always good. Yep. Those were good. So that's the membership thing. So that's my question. I'd love to have any kind of response. I'm thinking about possibly putting together a publishing membership site that people would I'll do some training in and things like that. So you can try. I'd love to get some feedback on. I'll ask over the next 2 days as we do more stuff, just to get feedback and see what people think about that. I have a little on the expensive side, but I've gotten sales there. Yep. Redbubble. Yeah, it's, you know, there's costs that definitely go in there, but the stuff does add up. And, you know, you just never know. Like, I didn't expect to have that artwork I put up for this book. I was putting it up as a poster, but Redbubble applies it to all these different products, and somebody went and bought a notebook. Now I'll remember that and go, notebook. All right. So I get 2 sales on a notebook. Then maybe I'll put a little ad on my site and go, hey, I have this cool notebook you can buy. So you can use these sites as research to figure out what are the products without creating notebooks and going through all that effort and doing all that stuff. You know, should I sell water bottles or mugs or hats or t-shirts, or what should I sell? Just try different things and you can test them, put up a different one every month, see what one does it. But you need to have traffic. That's the key. You have to have traffic coming in. So, Charmaine was one of the winners from yesterday. She got a book. So congratulations, Charmaine, for taking action. I love that. Take action. It's so easy. Just write these down. And so I've used Aweber's landing page. Have you? I just started. They just added landing pages. I've just actually done the first one. And I'm testing it. I haven't quite got it all to work yet. In fact, I think I did it. I'm using one of my checklists that come to do it. So it's to be determined. But I've had an Aweber account for email for a long time. They didn't really have landing pages. Landing pages is the page you send people to. It has a little email. In fact, here, why don't I just show you what's the easiest way to do this? Let's see here. Let me just log into Aweber. I'll just show you very quickly. Yeah, I'm not a huge emailer. I have just struggled with my email stuff. I frankly hate writing them, but I am learning how to do it. And let me just show you this. So this is just inside of my Aweber account. And what we're talking about is our landing pages. This is the page you send people to. And here is the landing page that I have made. So I'm just starting to test it. All right. So you get the media kit. I've now changed the design of my media kit. I'm trying to make it better. And do different things with it, but I'm learning. I'm just starting to learn about using them. So I've done other landing pages on other software. Mostly I just use my own site to do stuff. So, all right. Have you written anything on Medium? No, I have a subscription to it. I have intent to it. I thought about possibly publishing this book through Medium. I read it all the time, so I love it. So, so much information. Thank you. I'm not sure who that's from. Oh, that's from Graham. Okay, cool. That's Australia here. So we have 2 people from Australia. It's very cool. I have breakfast with Bruce. Yes, that's great. Yep. No, put it on and we can do it. So thank you, Graham, for coming in. I have a book, and the new version's coming your way shortly. I'm going to be sending that PDF to you. I just haven't been so busy with this. Debbie said, I made a duvet cover on Redbubble. You can make shower curtains, duvet covers. It's amazing what you can make and do a print on demand. You just make the art and put it up. So there's lots of people. In fact, Keith, who is in this group, he was showing us, he's been doing stuff with his granddaughter. They've been making, his granddaughter's been making sketches, and they've been putting them on phones and water bottles and all kinds of cool stuff. So tips. Okay. Audrey has tips. So let's just, she's cranking in here. So she's taking action. Top tips today: create many downline products from your book. Yeah, repurposing. I'm going to talk about that tomorrow some more. This is what I have found from some of my books is that my most successful products were actually based on repurposing a previous or an earlier book. So it wasn't necessarily the book. This book is a perfect example of that. I'll show you tomorrow what I did out of this. But this book has generated a whole slew of products. If I had just stayed with this one book, it would have worked. And it sells regularly, and it's sold regularly for years and years. But some of the stuff out of this book has been enormously bigger. So, so that's something to think about, is that your initial product may not be the one. It's maybe other ones. Spread the content by clicking share buttons on the bottom of each post. Exactly. That's the easiest way to do it. Embed YouTube videos back into the blog. Love that tip. And multicast. Yep. Just do all this stuff. So it's critical. Great tips. Great things. Okay, great. So that goes right. We'll put that up on the list. In fact, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go capture this, and we will screen capture. I use the grab thing all the time. So there we go. We have that captured. All right. Charmaine, I saw our web is now offering sales for digital products. I didn't know the percentage that AWeber. I did not know this either. Well, they're trying to keep it all in-house. That's smart of them. That's something to go check. I am going to screen capture that and check that out, because why send people off someplace else when they can host? It's sort of like ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels, keeps the sale inside a house. I love this idea. All right. I learned something. It's cool. All right. I'm going to go check that out. Thank you, Debbie. Yep. Great. Thank you very much for coming by. We'll be here. Hope you're here tomorrow. And Charmaine put her tips up. Spread your message on many platforms, repurpose the content, and add product pages to the website. I cannot emphasize, you have somebody on your website, you have an opportunity to sell them other things based on your product. So if I had, if I have a children's book, calendars, I have to buy them every year. A children's book, you buy it once, but the calendar you buy every year, right? The notebook that goes with it. If you're selling well into the children's market with a calendar, with your book, why not make some pillows, right? The pillows are super easy. You just take the same artwork, upload it to Redbubble, assign it to a pillow, and you're done. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do a little demo tomorrow just to show you how easy this is to make products, because it is so easy. What do we have here? AWeber sent out this morning. Oh, look at that. Okay. All right. Thanks, Nobby. So I didn't see that email, but I will go check. Being I have AWeber right up here on my page, and it's a great opportunity for them. So, all right. Cool. All right. So I think we are good. Let me just look at my list, my schedule here. So tomorrow we have, so this has been day 2. Thank you everybody for coming. This has been great. I have 2 candidates here. Somebody is going to win an hour of talking with me, and whatever question you have, we'll do that. Tomorrow is going to be on more ways of selling your book. So it's not just putting it up on Amazon. I've sort of hinted today, different things you can do. I have a whole bunch of them, different ways to do of your book to sell. And we talked a little bit about give me some ideas. If you think the membership site idea is a good one, let me know about that one. And if you have your takeaways, you can put them up. The Facebook page is open there. Just put it on the video, and that'll be great. That'd be really, really cool. All right, we will see everybody tomorrow, same time, 4 o'clock this time, and we'll be talking about selling your book. All right, thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.